Welcome back to No Nonsense Premier League Bonanza weekend. At least on the Saturday it was. On the Sunday, the scriptwriters kind of went, let's calm down a bit. Let's just go 2-1, 2-1, 2-1, 2-1. Because like the Saturday was what, 5-3s and 4-4s, mental stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then Sunday, quite calm. But yeah, I mean, as you were really, I think there wasn't that much changes at the top or the bottom. Most teams won that you would think would win.
It does feel like we are approaching. We're not there yet, but bums are beginning to squeak. You can feel it in the air.
Well, we have, 10 game weeks left. One of the game weeks is happening probably right now if you're listening to it. Tuesday, Wednesday. It's one of those kind of weeks, you know? Nothing on? Stick a few Premier League games on there. Come on, let's see what they have in them.
I know everyone's injured, but it'll be fine. Wilson and Haaland will pull through.
Yeah, fucking big decisions for the fancy football managers out there, you know? Because you see players going down with like a twinge or a knock, and you're like, all right, they're kind of limping. They're coming off precautionary. Go, this should be fine for the weekend. And then you look at the fixtures like, oh, Tuesday, right? Well, now I don't know.
That's 2 days. Yeah.
Is it a 48-hour thing that they're going to get recovered from, or will they not want to risk them because then they have a game the other weekend? Yeah, I don't know. There was a few of them. Haaland, like I said, Rice as well. Also,
Raya, I think as well.
Yeah, a few people got knocks in, especially in the Arsenal Chelsea game. That was the big one. This was, I suppose, for anybody looking at the run in, quote unquote, big test for Arsenal. And we said as well, Chelsea, it's in their DNA. They love ruining things for the people, especially when they can't win themselves. It's even better.
They love getting real physical when it's time for another team to maybe win something.
Yeah, you know what it is? They're not a selfish team in many ways. A lot of teams would say, well, you know, that's billions of pounds spent. You know, we're not going to win the league. God knows where I'll be next summer. You know, when this is all said and done. You know, am I going to make my World Cup team? You know, they'd be thinking with themselves. But like, oh, Arsenal going to win the league? Watch this. You know, and they really put up to them. They weren't thinking, we're out of this, doesn't matter. Like, I don't think it was even about top four. I think it was like, these clowns think they're going to win the league. Watch this. Now, for Arsenal, they did win 2-1 in the end, so they came through that test, but it's never going to be easy against Chelsea. And I think Chelsea have to play Man City as well, so City, I feel like always do pretty well against Man City. Man City do pretty well against Chelsea in these.
Yeah, I don't really recall them being any kind of a bogey team or anything. Not like Spurs or like Arsenal United seem to be for City, but yeah, like you said, it felt like Chelsea were really up for this one. I noticed Reece James's celebration in particular, where he grabbed the crest and pointed at it furiously and kissed it and pointed at it. But it was funny because he looked down at first, because it used to be simple. The crest is over here, the Nike tick is over here, the sponsor's down here. But now the jerseys change all the time, and he had to look down. You could see him looking around. He's like, which one of these is the crest? He had to hold the middle of his jersey.
Because it was like there was a gold emblem on there as well. It was at the Club World Cup.
Club World Cup.
So he was like, look at this, Club World Cup champions, baby. Never forget what we did last summer. Yeah, I do think Arsenal fans and Arsenal players, they are kind of drawing this kind of joy at their downfall. I'm sure you've heard the song, the set piece song. This always happens. A team comes up with a really good chant, and you know, it gets turned on them. You know, like the Steve Gerrard song obviously got turned pretty sharply on itself. Arsenal had one about set piece again, ole, ole, ole. Did you ever hear that one?
Mm-hmm.
And it's been turned to second again, ole, ole, ole. You know, whatever. I mean, it's just, you live by the sword, die by the sword with these kind of chants. If it's catchy enough, it's like, careful, you don't be too catchy, because you put this word here and this word there, then, you know. But I heard a recording of the Wolves fan singing that with just such glee, you know, after they had
Wolves who are bottom of the table.
Well, this is it. It's like, they're not playing for anything. You know, it wasn't like, oh, now we're going to win the league. It's like, now you're not.
Yeah.
You know, and I think Arsenal fans, maybe Arsenal players, feel that they do see everything and read everything. They're struggling with this kind of like, why are people so against us? And they're coming out and saying, everybody has to stop doing that. That's not very nice, which then turns against them more. And I think it is. It's an interesting over the last, I guess, 3 years, it's just become like anybody with Arsenal for some reason.
Yeah, they are the new bad guys. And it's funny because it doesn't even matter what they do. Like, they absolutely tore Spurs apart last week. And when I was watching it, and other people as well, and say in our group chat, like, I fucking hate this. Look at them celebrating. Like, I hate how they're doing all this. Gyökeres.
Yeah.
Then this game, they set piece their way to victory. They're punching lads in the head, and then still it's like, I hate this also, though. So like, it doesn't matter what they do.
Yeah.
They're literally all ends of the spectrum. It's like, no, I just don't like them.
Yeah, and they're not the first team to be universally despised. Obviously, I mean the benchmark, I guess, probably before our time, long before our time, is probably the Liverpool team of the 70s and 80s that won everything.
Mm-hmm.
People, we like winners when we're writing articles about them or like making documentaries or movies. But at the time,
yeah,
no one likes the serial winners. Everyone's like, I hate these guys. Like that was the famous Alex Ferguson thing of knocking them off their perch. Yeah, you think you're better than me just because you win everything? It's like, well, we are better than you. It's a competition. But like this Arsenal team hasn't won anything, so it's like they should be the underdogs.
Yeah,
But
in the grand scheme of things, they are the good guys. Like, they're going up against Man City.
It reminds you of when Randy Orton kept punching people in the head, and everyone's booing CM Punk for trying to stop him. He's come out and be like, "Stop kicking people in the head." And was like, "Boo this man, boo CM Punk."
That's no fun.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, I guess the Man City thing is it's an anomaly in itself that like it's, and obviously we're on a certain point of view here in Ireland because, I mean, everyone in Ireland is a bandwagon fan. None of us are actually from Manchester or London. We all just support them when we're kids or whatever, or, for whatever reason you get on board. But it's not because, look, I have to, it's my local team. Maybe your uncle, your dad makes you support Liverpool, but like, you don't have to either. It's not like you're going to be, walking on the street and be like, "Where's your Liverpool chop, son?" It's fine. But the Man City thing, they've won so much. I was looking at doing some historical research, Will, because, obviously it was Liverpool before that, and then it was Man United, and they won whatever from 93. They had basically the same period of which City have won, since whatever 2012 to now they've won. Yeah, but the hatred that people had for Man United, it's just like it's not there for City at all. And I think not just here, but in England as well. It's just like it's not. And, I think the United thing is unique as well in its own way. That it started with like that. They won the first ever Premier League, which is to say the other ones don't count. And that wasn't what United were saying, but that was what, Sky Sports was saying. It's like the first ever Premier League winners. So what does that mean? Whatever we need it to mean. And then Man United were winning with this like young, exciting team, and it was like, oh, this is the team to kind of launch the Premier League, and it was all about them. And people were like, I fucking hate this. I hate that these guys are the stars of my weekend every weekend. And by 99 when they won the treble, and it was like they'd won the first European Cup that an English team had won since the 80s. It was like utter like, oh, this is the greatest team ever. Alex Ferguson, class 92. It was just like, this is relentless. This just won't stop. But City don't get that because I guess they don't have the same kind of push, and there's all this kind of cloud hanging over it. And, I guess Arsenal don't have that because they haven't won it. It's not because they won it, it's just because they keep complaining about people, not wanting to win. But I mean, I don't know, you can't you don't have to be anti somebody, but you can't expect other fans to be cheering you on either. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I personally didn't mind when Liverpool finally got one over City, but I wasn't cheering them on. I wasn't like hoping that they would score in games that was tight. When they won, I wasn't like, fucking raging now, I was like, yeah, fair play. But I wasn't ever like, oh God, I hope they win this one. I think maybe Arsenal fans aren't used to this kind of like scrutiny where people think they're actually going to win the league this year, so they're actually hoping they don't.
Yeah.
Whereas the last like 3 years, it was always a sense of like, yeah, we're not going to win the league. Whereas this year's like, oh, they definitely could, and they probably should. And they're just not used to this kind of level of like, like this Steven Gerrard slip. Like, I remember the fucking joy that gave people that they weren't going to win the league that time. You know what I mean? Like, Arsenal fans forget that.
Yeah, it's very strange because, like I said, it's something that Arsenal probably, I mean, in our like lifetime. I don't think they've ever really been the main characters in the league like this. Like even when they were winning it with Henry and with Wenger and that.
That was the last time probably. That was when they were really relevant. Like.
But even then, that was sandwiched in between Alex Ferguson's Man United dynasty. Do you know what I mean? So they were the rivals, but they weren't really ever the stars of the show, which I think they are this year. And like you said, even Declan Rice talked about it loads in that interview from a week or two ago, where he's like, yeah, we read everything, we see everything, it's a lot of pressure. It's like, it's like it's never been on them like this. The spotlight's never been on them. And I think it's just a perfect storm in that, what's the last time you had the spotlight on a team that was playing like at times rough to watch football? Normally like the spotlight is on Pep City or Liverpool, like Klopp's Liverpool. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, like that's it. The City Liverpool years were great, but like it was all about Liverpool really. If that had been like a City, I don't know, Leicester rivalry, if that Leicester team had turned into a dynasty somehow, you know, I mean, people would be like, "This is the worst Premier League ever. This is the worst time for football. The game's gone." You know, but because you had someone that people liked and also hated in Liverpool and Liverpool fans or whatever, it became this big thing. And Arsenal, like I say, for the last 4 years now, it's been building towards this. You know, are they going to be the next team? Are they going to be this next rival of City? And again, City are just like kind of a generic, you know, video game boss. Do you know what I mean? No one actually cares for that. And we said this for years that the Pep players were all like, no personality being shown, no stars, all just very robotic, all very interchangeable. And if you do get too mouthy or too full yourself, you're out. You know, Cancelo or whatever. Like, I mean, you're out. Like, we don't need you. We'll actually win the treble without you. So, I mean, yeah, Arsenal now for the last 4 years, it's like building towards this point of, you know, they could win it this year, and like I said, they should. And yeah, I don't think you can expect teams to cheer you on. You know, like, and if you complain about it, then they're just gonna. Well, now I do find you annoying. Now I do hope you lose because you're being such babies about it. Like if you're a Liverpool fan, thinking back to all, like everyone was, not everyone, but I mean, people were taking real glee in it that Liverpool losing to City again. You know, so now Arsenal fans turn around going, "How come you're not supporting us?" It's like, well, why the fuck would we?
Yeah.
You won't support us. You know, and again, Man United fans only care about themselves and Tottenham fans only care about themselves. And like, you know, I just think there's like a middle ground here where like, yeah, maybe people are a bit too anti-Arsenal, but you have kind of brought yourself by complaining about it all the time.
Like we said, it's just a weird combo of a team where, like, say the set pieces, like they focus on set pieces, they'll pull and they pinch and they'll punch and all this. But then the players themselves, like Declan Rice, he's not a tough guy. Do you know what I mean? He's like a quite likable, nice guy. He's kind of mild-mannered and stuff. So it's just a weird combo of like, you don't know, like they're not even like a team you love to hate. It's just like, I just don't like them.
Yeah, like that was the one. I mean, I mention all the time because I do find it kind of fascinating, bit of psychology. It's the hated, adored, never ignored, which is the Man United thing. But that comes, like say, after 20 years of winning and people going, "Oh God, anybody with them." You know, you kind of like you settle into go, all right, well look, we're never going to be liked. We're not going to be the underdogs. You know, we're just the team that wins. You know, whereas Arsenal, you know, can we be adored? You know, not hated.
Adored. That's what we're looking for.
Can people love us? You know, I want people to be afraid of how much they love me. You know, that's what they want. And it's just you have to like look. You know, if you're going to play this like defensive stuff, and I mean that was the 80s, early 90s Arsenal 1-0 to Arsenal. George Graham. That was their shit, you know, the 1-0 to Arsenal, and people thought this is boring, and they were singing 1-0 to Arsenal back of them, and you know, but you have to just like, yeah, and we won. You know, but I think it's tempered by the anxiety. I mean, if Arsenal win this year now, playing this style, then they'll turn and go, yeah, we never cared.
Yeah, they'll change. But like they'll change in a different way. Like they'll kind of relish being the bad guy, I think. Do you know what I mean?
Yes,
the players.
Of course.
Like it happened to United. United was a team full of psychos and wankers by the end of it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just, it takes time to get that, to kind of build that up, to be like, to get the hate thrown at you and win in the face of it, that changes you probably as a man.
Of course, and like Stoke is an example of what Arsenal are similarly doing in terms of just being really defensive, set pieces, playing by the numbers. But like Stoke, we're thinking, well, we're staying in the Premier League. Like, other teams that are disparaging us, they're going down. Wolves are going down, Burnley are going down. We're still here. We're that was success to them. So like, if you're doing it, it's bringing success. People go, yeah, you play disgusting stuff. You're all wankers. Like, so we're still here. We won. You're the ones going down. So like, if Arsenal were to win this league, we'll see. Then you might embrace a bit more. But it's just this kind of thing of the switch up of Arsenal play nice stuff, but they don't win. It's not like they don't play nice stuff. Oh, and they're not winning either. It's like, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure about this position we're in. It has to be one or the other. You got to play like the Chelsea teams in the first Mourinho teams. They had really good players, but they did play some pretty defensive Mourinho ball. But when they won the first two in a row, it was like, well, this is great. Who cares what people think? It didn't matter. Like, I think it's just the 3 years of finishing second, and now they've found this space. Like, right, let's just try and grind everything down. And people are like, this is even worse than the other years, and we didn't like them either. And it's really difficult for a fan to think like, what if we lose this one as well? What if after all this we lose again? Then we've got nothing to show for it, and people hate us even more because you complained all the time.
Yeah, and like we said, it's like very based on the set pieces, and that Chelsea game was a perfect example of it. That's also another thing that's like a perfect storm in the VAR Premier League, where every week maybe your team gets a call totally ignored. When you watch Arsenal, then or any team that is like finding success from kind of like blocking the keeper and things like that, you would be like, I remember when we did that and the goal was disallowed.
Yeah, well, and then of course you add in the fucking referee inconsistencies, and there's plenty of that over the weekend as well. I think again Tottenham got done with the push in the back thing. It was not given to them.
They got done with a push in the back, and also Arsenal after they scored the second goal, I think Saliba volleyed the ball out into the Chelsea fans, just like a celebration, like have some of that. One of the Spurs players had done that against Arsenal, and he got booked. No booking for Saliba.
No, well, it just depends on the ref and who sees it. I mean, we had the one in the United game, the last man back sitting off, which I thought had gone. I thought you couldn't, the double jeopardy rule. I thought that's one they've just forgotten about again. But apparently, the double jeopardy rule is you can't get sent off and a penalty if you're making an attempt for the ball.
Oh, okay. So if you're sliding in, kind of.
If you're going for the ball but you miss it and get the man, it is a penalty, but you don't send him off for it as well because he was trying. This was adjudged to be a cynical pull back. So therefore, you're sent off, penalty.
Game's over.
And you're off, bud. Seemed a bit harsh for a tug on the shoulder, but them's the rules. But another ref wouldn't even call it, So yeah, I just think it's an interesting one. I don't know. We were talking about this before. Like City, they're kind of at that dominating phase. But you're talking about maybe United by 2001, and it was like say it was a different climate, and it was this explosion of satellite television and globalization and all that kind of stuff that kind of propelled Man United to like, look at these guys, hate them. I don't know if City will ever get to that point. Even if they were to go on to be as successful as United, I think there's something weird about it that people just don't kind of give it any kind of thought. It's like, nah, that's not real.
Yeah.
Like it's been like what 11, 12 that was like more than 10 years ago. They won their first one, not the first one ever, but first Premier League, we'll say. And like it feels so sterile. It feels so like no matter how bad a season Foden has, like no one talks about it. No one's talking about Nico Riley. Where's she playing the England team? You remember fucking Morgan Rogers scored a few goals, and he, I was like, is he better than Bellingham? Like Aston Villa players get more coverage than City players. You know what I mean? It's just like it's mental. But yeah, I don't know. I think it's going to be a long 10 games for Arsenal because it's only going to intensify as they get closer to it, and I think you just have to embrace it now. You know, no one wants you to win this, and no one's going to cheer you on from another club. So you have to just say, look, hopefully we can win it, but don't expect anything from anyone else.
No, you got to start, like I don't even know really how you do go about embracing it. Just, I guess, celebrate more obnoxiously, kiss the camera, things like that.
Oh yeah, you have to just become an arsehole.
Yes.
Like if the teams act like an arsehole and you go, I don't care, you are automatically an arsehole. But you have to sell that and go, you do care. You know, we're fucking. You have to sell. You have to like, yes, in the back of the net,
cup your ears and things like that. Yeah.
Yeah. When Raya punches someone in the head, you go, that wasn't free. No chance. You're soft. Game's on soft.
Yeah, exactly.
Just be completely ignorant to everything. Just like blinded on. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Interesting interview from Declan Rice.
No,
Cry
it wasn't.
more.
Shut up, Patrick Davidson. Yeah. You go WWE style, you know? Heel of WWE, just smacking the mic out of Patrick Davidson's hand. Give me that mic. And my advice for the fans is just stay behind the couch till May. I think just nothing you can do at this stage. It's going to be horrendous if they lose it. It's not going to be good.
Worst ever, I think. Like, I think just the way it's been built up, and it'll be one of the toughest. I mean, like the Gerrard slip, I'm like, that haunted Liverpool fans. It still pops up, like, you know. I think one of our Liverpool supporting friends put in our group chat a few weeks ago, he's like, he just put the video in and said, can't get over this. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Slippy G, that was going on for forever, and like he never won in the Premier League in the end. Steven Gerrard, which again, Steven Gerrard was kind of he was almost steady. I don't know, but you know, he was his own thing. He was almost a separate thing from Liverpool. You know, I was going to say bigger than Liverpool, but I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say bigger than the club, but
he was a superstar.
You know, his whole thing of like superstar, greatest English midfielder, way better than Scholes, which was kind of maybe the genesis of like, fuck this Steven Gerrard guy. Fuck him. He's not better than Scholes. What's he won? You know, and he's greatest player. He's so good. He's going to do this. They're going to win the league. And people just didn't want that to be like, another fucking thing we have to do about Gerrard and how great he is. You know, and again, it built and built and built. And then that year's like, this is the fucking year. They have Suarez. It's going well. And it was building to this like, it's going to happen. They're going to fucking win the league after all these years. Gerrard's going to be fucking lifting it. Can't bear the thought of that. To build that point, and it was like, yes, now we have a moment to point at and laugh at, and that's what it's going to be like for Arsenal. You know, if they were to lose this, I think the City game might be the one. If they were to like lose that 4-0, that would be hilarious and humiliating and all that stuff. So, yeah, it's not your fault, but it's just been building. And that's what's going to happen. And
I mean, more than I can think of any other team. And like, I know lots of teams have come close for years and then fell away and things like that. But what do they do next season if they lose it from here? Like, do they just do it again? Keep doing the set pieces? Maybe this year? It seems mad. Like,
it feels weird to be talking about that after they beat Chelsea 2-1. But yeah, it is an interesting place because like if they were to come second again, you can't. Can you sack Arteta? Can you say you've taken us as far as you can? You know, or you know, who do you, again? I always say is you need to have somebody in mind to bring in. Like, what if you're sacking him? You need to have somebody like you have a vision for like why he's not good enough and why someone else is to come in. But I feel like you can't really sack him. Then also it's like you kind of have to. You have to change it up somehow. Like
I don't. If they don't win it from here, I think we've said this as well last year as well. That like, well, if they don't win it this year, they never fucking will. But it really feels this season like if they don't win it now, then this is it. This is the best shot. This like their plan has worked. A lot of the other teams are nowhere near what they were over the last few years. Like. It's now. You have to do it.
Yeah, the first year when they were kind of unexpected title contenders, and their games weren't even on TV, which is like these guys were falling away.
It was mad.
You know, and they did, and it was like, all right, well, like you know, it was a good run, and at least somebody chanced it. He wasn't a complete procession. The next year, then it was like, I think, City were kind of winning from the off really, and Arsenal. I think it was actually Liverpool were second for the longest that second time, and then they fell away, and Arsenal came close, but the last few games, like, and it was just funny to say they bottled the league again.
Yes, yeah.
It was just funny to say that because like, bottled it again, and that why is everyone against us? And that's where that kind of thing started. It's like, that's not very nice. And then last year, yes, I don't think Liverpool were ever really in trouble. It was kind of like you finished second, but were you really in the title race? United had a few of them, Arsenal had a few of them. But again, it's funny to say second again. Nice one, first of the losers.
Look at that.
Look at that, second again, bottlers. Like that's what you meant to do as a fan. But this year, like I say, when they spent the big money on Eze at the end, I remember the Eze unveiling when he came in the jeans and the jersey. It was like, oh, this is a fucking league winning move. This guy's unbelievable. And like, obviously he's barely like played some of the games. I was like, he's too crazy. I don't like how unpredictable he is. He's a loose cannon. But I did feel like, okay, you've spent all this money, you have a really good squad. City aren't very good. Liverpool aren't very good. This is the year you have to win it. The other years, whatever, you can say that they weren't contention, they weren't good enough, but like, this is the first year that they really should win it. There's not much excuses you can have.
Yeah, this will be, and it's a shame as well, because if they go on to lose it this year, in the general football fan's mind, it'll be like, I knew it. I knew they were bottlers. But again, like I said, that's not a real thing. But if they do it this year, it will kind of confirm what people say, which is just killer. Like,
yeah, well, I guess if they were to fall away, it does kind of fall on the manager, because if it is a mentality thing, which it may or may not be, but I think this year they have a good side. It's not that they're not as good as City or Liverpool. I think, they probably are. So it does come down to like, what is the pressure being put on the players internally by the management? Like, why are they talking about this in interviews? Why are they talking about the pressures on them? It should be a closed shop. It should be like, fuck everyone else. They're all against us. Don't listen to a word they say. They're lying. Whatever they say, they're lying. It's about us. It's what I say. You have to do something to kind of block out that noise. So if it is getting the players and they collapse in some kind of awful fashion in the game, that does come on the manager. But then he's got you from 8th to 2nd, which is good, and it's better than most other teams, but it's just not good enough. I don't know. It's an interesting one, but they did well on Saturday. They came down from 1-0 down and they won 2-1. And yeah, there's a few decisions that went their way. Fair enough, but they did well. We mentioned Man United and the glory days, Will, as it's hard not to mention when you talk about Man United these days. But are they back? I mean, that was a kind of a vintage Man United display, questionable decision at home, man sent off, penalty. Well, that's classic stuff.
Since Carrick's come in, they are a joy to watch. Like, they're so entertaining. And to be fair, I actually thought they were a joy to watch under Amram as well, but for totally different reasons. It's just like, this is mad every week. It was just crazier than the last. But like, honestly, They're like really entertaining to watch. They're like free flowing, attacking. All of the attackers are scoring or dribbling, or it's mad how much they've changed. And again, we've said it loads, but it's like, it feels like the only thing they've actually done was like strip things away rather than change things. Just being like, yep, just move Bruno. Where do you want to play? Put him there. Just forward. Like, just keeping it so simple. And they're flying it now. And what I was thinking watching that game when they went 2-1 up, I was like, how good are they? Of like, if they just had a manager who was keeping things simple over the last two managers, like, oh, where could they have been?
Yeah, well, this is it. We've talked about it, like, kind of jokingly, like how much points they could get if they won every single game for the rest of the season, And it's fine to say these things because it's like, well, that's not realistic. That won't happen. But if you were on top of the table right now, you'd be like, they should win every single game for the rest of the season. That's what you have to do to win this title. If you win this title, you can't drop any points. So it's much easier chasing from third and being like, we might put pressure on second, because there's nothing really to lose, nothing really to gain. It's just like, go out there, enjoy yourselves. And they are better players than the teams below them. Like, they are good players. There's no questioning that. So, yeah, it is easy from that position. It's just, like I said, that scale up to next year when they start with like a bit of expectations. Like, right, you draw the first two games and you're sixth. It's like, what the fuck is this, Carrick?
Yeah. You showed us we can win the league and now we're not. So that's not good.
What have you changed, idiot? What have you done now? So like,
fix it.
Yeah, yeah. The fucking Glazers are at something again. I don't know what they're doing, but they fucked it again somehow. Fucking Big Jim he sacked the wrong person again. It just like middle of the season, you're going from like, oh, we're gonna get fucking nowhere again, no Champions League, to now it's like, oh, everything beyond this point now is bonus.
Yeah. And like they're gone up to third now. They passed the leapfrogged Aston Villa, and I think I saw that there's going to be again 5 teams from the Premier League getting Champions League, so it's top 5. So like they're really flying it. Again, though, I do wonder what happens when they have to play 3 games a week rather than the one because they got knocked out of everything else. Like that will change everything. I mean, they've been pretty lucky. Or not even lucky. I mean, they've had no injuries really, apart from like Delit, because everyone's playing once a week. But like an injury to Sesko, okay, I don't know who goes up front. Injury to Mbumo, that's a big loss. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it. I guess the 1 game a week, that was the start of the season. Like, this will be great, for the tactics that Emma wants to put in and stuff.
Finally, they can learn the system. Yeah.
yeah, they have a whole week to listen to me. But what's really shown by this point of the season, we're like, there's games. Obviously, there's games Tuesday and Thursday, so it's not 1 game every week. Some weeks, there's 2 games. But for everyone else, they're playing, and obviously they get knocked out by Grimsby and that early on. It really cleared the schedule for them. It's just Premier League from like very early on.
It couldn't have gone better, really.
But it's really helping now when other teams are playing, like say the Aston Villas or whatever, they're playing Conference League or Europa League. So they've got a free schedule to leapfrog them. So yeah, next season when they're playing Champions League and assuming they go a little bit further than the FA Cup, does it scale up if Mbumo or Sesko is going through even worse than being injured, playing and not playing well, not scoring because something is just not quite working? It's like, yeah, we haven't seen Carrick kind of change that or fix that. And, then it comes to the summer before that. It's like you have a World Cup. Are you going to buy players? Do you need to fill up the squad? Are they all going to the World Cup? Or, like what's the network that Carrick has at his disposal for all this? It's a different thing now. Next year there's going to be expectation like, well, we finished 3rd last year, so first, I guess, this year. Like
naturally, yeah. At least challenge.
Well, that's what fans think.
Yeah.
Like that's what you're meant to think. You're meant to think 3rd. Yeah, if we could get top 4, I'd be happy. No one says that.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
No.
Yeah. Look, keep it steady.
No surprises, Carrick. Keep it simple. Don't actually, I wouldn't want 2nd. I don't want 2nd. I'd rather stay in 3rd and build. It's like, no. So it is going to be different next year, but yeah, an antidote to an Arsenal game is my night game because it's end to end. It's very exciting, and it does kind of feel like nothing's at stake. So it's a great watch. If nothing else,
yeah, it's just a bit of crack. I think a lot of it was how they do next season will come down to the recruitment as well, which always does at United. But it does feel like they've actually gotten it pretty bang on. A few windows in a row now, even just in January. Just be like, look, don't buy anyone. We're not going to do it. Like, we're not going to do anything stupid. Casemiro, they've announced he's leaving at the end of the season. Like, if they get a good replacement for him, who's not 30 years of age, that'd be good. Things like that. If they just keep it, just don't do anything stupid. This is where it always falls. We always get to, it's like peaks that falls and falls and falls, and then it starts rising, and then they do something stupid and it falls away again.
Yeah. And speaking of recruitment and personnel, that I was saying that assuming they're going to give Carrick the full-time job.
Yeah, that's the other thing is, I mean, you would think, yeah, but it's like,
he's lost. Has he lost the game?
No, he's undefeated. He's undefeated in his history as Man United manager. His other interim run as well.
Yes.
so
like, what are you gonna do? Put up in that draw that he had? Like, oh, that could have been a W, and it was a D. So sorry, Mike. You did great.
Yeah,
but
I think they're damned if they do or don't, because like if they give him the job, like we said with every manager in football, it eventually won't work out. Like the wheels will fall off and go, and then it will be turned on them. Like, you fucking idiots! Of course you don't give him the job. What the hell does he know? It's Michael Carrick. But say if they in the summer they're like, right, Luis Enrique is free. We've got him. Like this is it.
Yeah.
And then they get rid of Carrick, and then Luis Enrique doesn't get on with a few players. It doesn't go that well, after a year or two he leaves, they'll be like, you fucking idiots, of course you keep Carrick in the job, you hadn't lost a game.
It's like, and like I said, don't matter what you do, because when Solskjaer left, most people were in agreement, like, yeah, this is going to run its course, which Michael Carrick was a part of that management team. He was the so maybe that's why it feels so similar, because they're playing the same way. But like by the end, it's like, yeah, no, he's and he remembered the interview he did. I'm leaving out the front door, and the crying and all that. I was like, oh, this is tough. But it's like putting down all the other. It's like, we have to do it. Yeah. Don't look at me.
The fans are singing. The rival fans are singing his name. We can't be having this.
Yeah, but then fast forward 4 years. I'd be like, oh, the Ollie years though. Ollie ball. Remember that? It's like, it didn't work.
Yeah.
You can't just invent things. So you could bring in fucking Luis Enrique and have a good year. I'm like, oh, this was smart. This is the next step. And then in 3 years' time, like, remember Carrick ball? Remember that fucking
exactly.
January to May? That was unbelievable. Bruno was purring. He had him playing and Sesko intertwining beautifully. Sesko's never been the same since. They just make it up. So, like, I think you can't listen to the fans. Fuck what the fans think. Fuck what the noise is. Don't listen to the marketing department. This one. Just park the marketing departments. I don't care what the fucking numbers say online. What is the best choice? If Luis Enrique comes available and you look at him and you think, I think he's better for Man United, they should get him. But again, this is what I would describe as a smart kind of measured move, which we've seen most clubs don't do that. I think they'll stick with Carrick. I think, well, he's won all these games. He's great.
Well, even I think that is maybe a sign that they're not, because I mean, it looked like we talked about in the show, that like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was going to be the new interim manager. It's like, it's back, the fans are happy, Ollie Ball's back, all this. They went with Carrick, and at the time, I think a lot of United fans were like, Carrick, that's fun. I don't like that. I was waiting for Ollie. But it looks like it's been the right move, so maybe that's a sign that they will in the summer not just go with what the people want, and just they'll go with what they think is the best option. I was thinking, though, when I was looking at like Carrick's run as interim, if that was Ollie, and like, say, again, they're playing a similar style of football, so no reason he wouldn't get the same results. I think in my head, I'd be like, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is the greatest manager of all time. He's done it twice.
Yeah. Well, it would just like the nostalgia would be like, oh my God, it was nostalgia.
I was right.
It was real.
I knew it. I knew he was good, yeah.
Yeah. I just think it would be a really unpopular, like if they finished third and they're like 3 points off second place. It's like, I saw a tweet today. It was like, if we just sacked Amarin after Grimsby, we would have won the league by now. Yeah. And maybe that's tongue in cheek or whatever, but like there is that sentiment, like, you can't sack a winning manager. You can't, So you got we just think Thomas Tuchel is the guy. He's gonna completely different guy. There's going to be a bit of a growing pains with that. It's just, I think the easy option is like, give it to Carrick, and there'll be people who say it's a bad move, but if he's winning games, it's just like it's a universally popular move. I don't know.
I do think whatever manager they do get in, I think they'll have a lot shorter a leash than than the last few Man United managers had. I think Amarim has ruined it for a lot of people. Like, people were happy enough when Ten Hag came in, and like when Amarim came in, he's like, look, it's going to be bad. We have to suffer. We're going to be crap for a long time. And I think most Man United fans were like, sounds good to me. That makes sense. And then when it just never turned around and Carrick's come in and instantly started winning games, I think it has changed United fans' opinions of being like, why do we have to be bad ever? That doesn't make any sense. So I'm not doing that again.
Yeah, you can't come in and say, look, some people in this organization aren't good enough. Okay. And look, we can't get them all at once. That's a reality, but we're going to do it slowly. And then you look at him like, you're the one that's bad. You're the bad person. You're the one. Listen, I'm not going to name names. There's some people here who aren't up to us. It's like, I think it's you. I think you're the one that's up to us. And you're in charge. So like, you can say all these like realistic things and like, hard truths and realism and, forget about the 90s. But if you're not coming in and commanding respect yourself by being good, then like it all falls away. It's like, maybe just get rid of you. You're the problem.
Idiot.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe a manager will swap in Arsenal and Man United. Carrick to Arsenal, get them playing free flow and stuff, and Arteta to kind of give some structure to Man United.
That would be crazy, wouldn't it? How do you think the fans would react to that of both clubs?
I think if Arteta got sacked, he'd be fuming. and it'd be a good revenge move for sure. Like, well,
Yeah.
fuck them. I'm going to do a Van Persie on this bitch. For Carrick, I think he'd also feel like I drew one game. What the hell is this? And I'm going to go to, because again, if you're sacking Arteta, you're sick of it. You want the opposite.
Yeah.
And you look at Man United and you go, that's the opposite.
Well, here's one as well. I was thinking, it's kind of been forgotten about because it's starting to fizzle away. But I mean, seeing Oliver Glasner on the touchline throwing his hands in the air as his Crystal Palace team lost 2-1 to Michael Carrick's United, I was like, he's lost it. He was going to be the Man United manager, definitely.
He was up there. It was him and Maresca and Thomas Tuchel. Not a deep list, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, Tuchel was good a few years ago, but what's he done lately? Yeah, like they were. And this is the funny thing about like a 38 game season. It's like you played Crystal Palace earlier on the season.
Oh yeah,
that was a tough game. You were getting killed, and obviously they sold Gahey and Semenyo, so that also is part of it. Whenever you think about mid-season transfers, that's another conversation, I suppose. But like now they're like completely devoid of any hope. They were almost going to be dragged into relegation battle, but the teams built were so crap, the Tottenhams and the West Hams of the world, that they're safe with that. So they probably will just finish 12th again.
They finished 12th, yeah. They're 14th at the moment, which is incredible.
So they don't have the like, oh, we're pushing on to Europe or we're, staving off relegation. It's just this middle ground of like, yeah, and we've made it nowhere. The manager's not going to bring us to the promised land. He's fucked off again. And like I say, they might finish where they usually finish, but there's like a worse feeling around.
Yeah, and after winning 2 trophies, which is like, it's a mad world. I think the commentator during the game was saying like, look, when these Crystal Palace fans, when they're down the line, they'll look back and they'll think so fondly of Oliver Glasner being a legend of the club. Right now, obviously, things have gone a bit sour.
Yeah. Give it 5 years. Think he was good. He was good.
Yeah, he did. Yeah,
the FA Cup, that was a great year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But right now it is strange. I don't know what his next move is, because when you think about when he announced that he was leaving and that this club was a joke, that was so long ago now. It was
and since then, I don't know if you've seen this. Like in the last few weeks, I think he's been taking pops at the fans and like, this club's a joke. Like the expectation, like you need to raise your standards, and the fans don't know what they're talking about. All this, so it's like he's actively like, get me out of here. Will someone sack me already? But I mean, like I get he's probably just fed up and he's just waiting for the summer. But again, it's like, you could be managing Man United. Shut up. Just keep your head down.
Yeah. A bit of self-sabotage there for the next job for sure. I don't know who'd want to be rushing to take on Oliver Glasner now, but yeah, it's funny because I saw Morgan Gibbs-White scored a screamer for Nottingham Forest, and he stuck his fingers in his ears for, I'm sure, some criticism that he's been getting.
Yeah.
But like, just like the Crystal Palace, like back and forth with the fans and Glasner, I haven't heard any of that. It's just like not on the radar at all.
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't know until the commentator mentioned it in the United game.
Yeah, it's all very localized stuff, I guess. I'm sure there's probably people in Nottingham being like, "What about Morgan Gibbs-White? Big contract, does fuck all." He's like,
Marinakis' boy.
Yeah. My patent again round actually, Will. Not Everton. Burnley versus Brentford.
Yeah, mental.
Incredible, as Pep would say. What was that? It was like 3-0 Brentford. Like they're walking in. Burnley roar back 3-3. Burnley go 4-3. Goal disallowed. Brentford 4-3. Burnley 4-4. Goal disallowed. Burnley are like, this is bullshit. Like, by the way, they want us out of here. I don't know why, but they want us out of the league. There's the Ashley Barnes. It fell to his arm. Was a handball, was it not? But inconsistencies. Well, all we want. Bit of consistencies between 26 referees. I just want you all to have the same brain.
23 humans with a very loosely ruled game, and just get it bang on every time.
Yeah. And I think there was a couple in the maybe offsides in the Liverpool game. They started using the odd man offside a lot more mid-season, which is nice.
They're not that great at using it feels like.
Yeah. I think there's one, I don't know, was it the Liverpool game or not, but there was one that was like, it highlighted the shoulder, like the outside the shoulder.
Handball.
That was offside.
Yeah.
And I was like, I feel like if you use your shoulder to shoulder the ball in, I feel like they call that handball.
Yeah, I think so.
Obviously, you can shoulder it, can you? When's the arm start?
Yeah, exactly. These are the questions. Again, one of my favorite things to think. I've been thinking this for years. If Marouane Fellaini was offside,
Yeah, here we go.
or was onside, but his hair was offside, does that count? Do you know what I mean? If in the semi-automated thing it had his huge afro, would that go yellow? Would they say, look, it's not technically his body, it's attached to his body, yes.
Yeah, Marek Hamšík for Napoli back in the day.
Yeah,
big
Mohawks, do they count? Yeah.
Natagolan, remember him?
Mm-hmm,
He was a fucking, who else?
Does the fag in his mouth count as being offside?
I could make some very funny semi-automated stuff, I think, offside. Another thing with that semi-automated, are they bald? I don't know if they're bald.
They must be. There's no, but sure, if it's automated,
I don't think it counts.
It'd be mental if it's doing the hair.
I don't think anybody could count those haircuts. That wouldn't be fair. I think, are there any mad haircuts in the Premier League right now? I don't think there is.
It's probably the lowest amount of mad haircuts we've ever seen in the Premier League. It's probably a sign that the game is actually gone, that the haircuts... Yeah, I confirm all the semi-automated offsides are bald. So
fair enough.
But again, if your hair is big enough and it hits the ball, surely that must count.
There was enough weight in Fellaini's afro, for sure, that it wouldn't have to touch his skull.
Yeah.
Like a glancing of the hair, it would have changed the direction of the ball, for sure. And there was enough gel in Hamšík's hair, for sure. That wasn't staying up with fucking nothing.
Solid as a rock, yeah.
That was Brill cream, like, to the max, like, right to the tips, like, probably take an eye out once or twice, I'd say. How does it sit up so perfectly? He's sweating as well.
Yeah, I don't recall ever seeing like a picture of him or seeing him in a game and it's like flopped down onto his fringe. It was always perfect.
I know. I would say the Ekitike, he has the braids, the blonde braids, and I got a visceral reaction from my dad. So game's not too gone yet. Still upsetting the dads. You're on the right track.
Yeah, that's all you need.
I feel he's going to do a shaved head for the World Cup. That's my absolute.
I could see
hot weather, you know.
Yeah, shaved head, but you know, he might still want to have a bit of pizzazz. He might do like the leopard spots, like Pogba used to do.
Yeah, I just remember. I think it was 2002 when Henry finally let the hair go, and he never came back. He had the kind of the fade, and then he shaved the head for the World Cup, but never came back. I think Ekitike, he's going to shave the head for the World Cup. It'll come back though, but I think he's going to go bald. That's my hot take.
He's going to razor shave the head for the World Cup.
Yeah, because I think he's doing some maths with the hair now. He's braiding it. He's letting it out. You know, he's like, what's happening here? You know, it's one last hurrah, maybe.
It could be.
But in this day and age, you can just get the hair done. I think Henry, if he was alive today, I mean, he is alive, but if he's playing today,
God rest his soul.
God rest his playing soul, he would have gone to Turkey, 100%.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
You know, he was just a little bit before his time. By the time it was like really coming good, he was like 40. He's like, yeah, I'm kind of a brand now. I don't need to get the hair back. It'd be weird if I got the hair back now after 20 years.
Yeah, bald by choice.
I'm bald by choice, like Vin Diesel. Spurs, yeah. They may stay up because of how bad the teams are around them. That's kind of the main one. West Ham obviously got hammered. Nottingham Forest lost 2-1 to Brighton, perhaps? I think it was Brighton.
Yes, correct, yeah.
And yeah, Spurs lost to Fulham, which Fulham were decent, but the Spurs were like a big six club. Like this Tudor guy, he's had the opposite of a new manager bounce.
Tough games, Arsenal and Fulham, but he's also every single interview being like, these players are a joke. I saw the latest interview with him. He says, these players are doing things in training that they don't like, which to me reads like, I'm making them work and they don't like it, which they're not going to like hearing that.
But they are, like, again, for the Arsenal fans who complain that everyone wants them to lose the title, people seem to want Tottenham to get relegated. People would be very happy with that for some reason. And again, this is a team who won one Europa League in how many years? I mean, this isn't like a serial winners like Man United. This is just like a team that are perennial losers. Be like, I hope they lose more. I'd be delighted they got relegated. It's like, it happens to every team, you know? Even the fucking Premier League was laughing at them on social media.
Yeah, the official Premier League X account, which also, when I saw like the official Premier League X, is like, they've got to get off there. What are they still doing on that? That's mental that there's still brands posting on there to nobody, or like to bots and the like. But the official Premier League X account put up a video. It was a video of a goal kick from the Fulham game where Vicario steps up and he boots it straight out for a throw into the other team. And the caption read, "Just like they drew it up," with 3 laughing emojis, which is an incredible caption.
But again, this is just like a young person who's doing the social media, and he's reading the room. Yeah. This is what people want to see. People are laughing at Spurs because they're bad and they might get relegated. And it's just like, it's maybe a part of like, but they won't get relegated though, probably. It's just funny to say it, but they might get relegated, Will.
Yeah, I mean, they don't look like a team that's going to turn it around. They're playing Nottingham Forest soon. If they can get a result there, then I'm sure they'll probably be all right. But I don't think they've won a game in 2026 in the Premier League. So the odds of them beating Nottingham Forest probably isn't that good. Like,
no, it is a 6-pointer though, for sure. Like that's a huge game for them. Who's the Nottingham Forest manager?
The Wolves manager, Pereira.
Oh yeah, he might be sacked soon. If he's not careful.
Yeah, he's got 2 games. We always used to say you've got like 3 games to turn around. The Nottingham Forest manager is permanently on the 3-game watch.
Oh yeah, if he loses to Tottenham and like I said, 6-pointer, Maranak's like, well, what's the point of keeping him on? We've lost now.
Exactly.
Get him out.
Get Dyche back. Get Ange
It's
back.
just for the record. He mightn't want the record of sack. Or maybe he will want the record. Who knows?
Go down to history, yeah.
For the most managers sacked, most full-time managers sacked in a single season is 4. I think it's 3 is the most, which they've equaled, but 4 would be the record. So yeah, it could be Igor Tudor who goes, or it could be Pereira who goes at Nottingham Forest. But when that game comes up, that's going to be a huge 6-pointer.
Well, what I thought was mad, there was a quote from Igor Tudor, who again, he's been an interim manager at a few big clubs. Like, he's come in to put out fires, and he's had success doing it. He did it at Juventus, and he's done it at a few other places. But he said this is the toughest task he's faced so far. He's been here 2 weeks, but I was like, I feel like Juventus was probably a tough task too. So for him to be saying that, that's probably not a good sign.
Yeah, well, he's at, like, say, Marseille, Juventus, Galatasaray was it, or Fenerbahce, one of those 2.
I'll look it up here. Yeah, lots of like quote unquote big clubs.
But they probably weren't in. I don't think Juve were in relegation trouble at any time.
No, yeah, this is probably the biggest fire he's had to put out.
This is the team that's sliding towards death. Like, this is not about just getting a few wins and getting us back into European contention. This is about like turning a mentality of losing around over 2 years.
I don't know if you saw his comments about the refereeing of the last game as well. I think he's in a bit of bother.
Oh, you had to go with the PGMOL.
He had to go with them. And this is a thing we talked about, that it feels, sometimes you see fans saying, you're like, will you stop? It's the same for everyone. Spurs have pretty good reason to be complaining about the refs. It does feel like they are refed differently than everyone else in the season. But because they're going badly, it feels like even the PGML is like, you're just complaining because you're doing crap. Tudor said after the game, their first goal changed the course of the game. A big refereeing mistake. There's no consistency compared to last week. What happened today is unbelievable. The referee was extraordinary today. Allowing such goal is a madness. It's a question of consistency in decisions. They need to understand that even if a player slightly touches an opponent but does not look at the ball, it's a foul. Jimenez gained an advantage and they scored. These fouls need to be called. I didn't like the referee today. He was far too biased toward the home team. I didn't feel comfortable with him. Every decision went their way. He doesn't understand football and cannot sense what is right and wrong. He wasn't thinking about the ball. He was thinking about how to cheat, how to deceive the player. He pushed the player. That's cheating. It's a foul. 99 out of 100 people will say it's a foul. So there you go. He's really...
For some reason,
everything.
For some reason, I was hearing Mark Corrigan read that. He pushed a player. That's cheating. You already said cheat. Yeah, that's a real crash out. That is. You can't be calling referees a cheat. That's kind of banned territory. That is.
Yeah, that is banned territory. Even just saying things like look, managers always be like, I'm not too sure about the ref, blah, blah. You can't say, I didn't like the referee today. He was far too biased. You can't say that. What happened today is unbelievable. The referee was extraordinary today. I like the idea of the ref hearing that and being like, oh, nice, good stuff.
Oh, that's a good review. You don't get much praise in this job, but that's nice to see.
He doesn't understand football and can't sense what is right and wrong. That is literally a referee's only job.
Yeah, he had some choice words for his own players as well, to be fair. You just, at some point, you feel like, yeah, they'll pick up 2 wins. That'll be 6 points. They'll get up to safety. But, I mean, they have Champions League next week as well. It's like, I mean, it's such a weird position at their end where, like, they can't compete in the Premier League and they may get through the next. Who are they playing in the Champions League, actually? I looked it up.
They're playing Atletico Madrid. So it's like, look, lads, all eyes on Nottingham Forest. We'll deal with Atletico Madrid when it comes.
Yeah, like that's it. You're going to rest players against Atletico Madrid? What's the move here? It's crazy. Yeah, let me just do a quick breaking news from the past. Iran, Israel score. Israel launched a new attack. Okay, they're away with it. Yeah, it's pretty crazy out there, Will. Shout to anybody listening to us from Dubai, stuck in a infinity pool right now. Can't leave.
I mean, I don't know about you, when I saw those videos and headlines of like Riyadh attacked, Jeddah attacked, like all the, I was thinking, what about all the sporting events though? I mean, there's probably a lot of things planned for these cities in the next few years. Yeah,
well, I heard this. Well, it's funny. I've been repeating this one thing I heard all day to anybody who listen last couple of days. But it's that what Iran did by attacking like Dubai and Riyadh and Jeddah is smarter than just going after Israel. Because if you bring everybody into this, they'll go, all right, can we fucking negotiate something? This is crazy. This is, you know.
We're just little old Iran.
Yeah. If Dubai and Qatar, who have a lot of investments in the US, go, listen, if you don't fucking end this right away, you know, this is affecting us, by the way. Like when it just happened, Israel and Iran, like Middle East, what a crazy thing that is over there. If you're in Dubai or Saudi Arabia, like that's not us. But when it is happened to you, you know, you involve more people. Unfortunately, I guess that's what's given people to say, is this actually World War III? I know we've been joking about this for maybe the last 5 years or so, but is this actually happening now? Is there a multi-country conflict happening?
Well, it's that thing. It's like if you look at any of the history of World War II or World War One, it's like there's never a day where it's like, okay, World War II is starting right. It's on, everyone. Like you're in it years before you realize. So I do think it's probably happened like a few years ago. And we said this before as well. This podcast is like a time capsule. If a time traveler ever comes across it long after civilization has been turned to dust, because it does feel like the second we started the podcast, all hell broke loose on the planet.
Yeah. I was watching a show before. It was during COVID, actually. It wasn't filmed during COVID. It was filmed before that. But it was a guy who wrote a travel book, a railway travel book, and just all the train times and all the countries and all the destinations. And he wrote it, I think, in like 1912. So like 2 years before World War One. So like just finished the book, and then it was like immediately like, oh yeah, the Ottoman Empire doesn't exist anymore, and all these countries are different. Like massive big book about train times and countries and hotels that like wouldn't exist in 2 years. Like that does kind of feel like we're talking about like the Premier League. Like, do you think in a few years will Man City still be hated? It's like, it's not going to, there's no be Man City. There's going to be no anything. It's going to be all, none of this is going to matter. Because some people like get laughing like, oh, Arsenal are going to win the league and it's going to be World War III. What joke? So I'm like, if the Premier League was to stop because of this, you know,
we wouldn't care.
You wouldn't care that Arsenal didn't win it. If you cared that like the world as we know it is over. It's been changed forever. That's that. If the Premier League has to stop because of this, it's got to a point where now it's come to our front door, and it's like, haha, I guess Declan Rice goes another year without a Premier League medal. It's like that's going to be the least of your worries.
Yeah, the nuclear war is happening. Yeah,
they've bombed the Emirates. You're like, ha, take that, Saka. How you limp that one off? You know, it's like it's not going to be important. It's funny because I saw the meme today of like men my age or whatever. We're all monitoring the situation. Yeah, just sitting around, just like watching the TV, like, I can do nothing about this. That's like Sunday morning. I got up like at 8 o'clock and turned on like Al Jazeera News. Like, right, what's happening here? It's like,
were you like me? I don't know if you have memories of this. Did you, for some reason, when you were a child, watch live night vision footage of Iraq being bombed?
Oh yeah, what was that on?
I don't know, but I vividly remember watching it for hours.
What a memory! Fucking hell, yeah, fucking like like fucking square buildings being just blown to smithereens. It would be
black, and you'd see like lime green flashes.
Yeah, tactical vision, just yeah. What was that? Your news? Maybe was this? It's like a live stream
or something. Yeah, it was. I remember watching a lot of it. I was having absolutely zero idea what was going on.
Yeah, I think it was Jim Skin who was streaming that, wasn't it? He was back then.
Well, whatever you want to think about the streamers or the Kick era, the thought of all of these cartoon characters live streaming World War III is incredible. I mean, that is unbelievable TV.
You sent me that video of the influencer in Dubai who ran up the building like, this building just been murked, bro. It's like that. It's again, we've seen it. It's like, it's happening, and this is exactly what you think is going to happen. And I was saying this to you before the show. It's like, there used to be that tired old meme of like, HS Tiki Talkies viewing this has been deafeningly silent, but now they actually all do have it. They all do talk about this stuff. They all go on their stream and go, listen, Epstein Files, it's not good, bro. It's not good. So it's going to be like that. We're going to be experiencing these conflicts through the eyes of Kai Cenat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because even remember when it kicked off in Ukraine, I remember like there was lots of videos of like bombs and missiles and stuff like that. But I think now, like, people got so desensitized to that then that now, like you said, it's going to be like heavy memes and like Kick streamers and stuff like that in all these places, which is just, even a few years ago, would be unthinkable. But now it's like, yeah, of course that's what they're going to be doing.
Yeah, because there's money to be made off it, I don't know.
The money's not going to matter.
Well, I mean, again, if it's nuclear war, yeah, probably not. But it's even like we're watching, buildings being blown up by drones that can be launched from anywhere. They could come to your place if it need be. And we're still not really kind of grasping. We're still like, oh yeah, this is real. It's like, it's not scary until it actually happens. So I mean, you're still thinking, yeah, but it'll end and I'll have the money.
Yeah, look, the US will install another puppet president, and I'll move on with my life.
Yeah, not really football related stuff. We've kind of gone over the hour, I guess. But what can you do? I mean, look, I'm just saying, don't be laughing at Arsenal, all right? It needs to stop.
There's bigger things to worry about. Don't worry about Arsenal.
Stop laughing at Declan Rice. He's doing his best. Everybody should be cheering on Arsenal as they go the title after spending £1 billion. Well, the little guys.
Imagine Arsenal win the last ever Premier League call. How about that?
That would be a flex.
That would be really annoying for a lot of people.
Well, they put an asterisk beside it, of course. Like, yeah, well, you're just sitting around like a barrel with fire. Like, yeah,
nuclear war title doesn't count. Doesn't count.
Nuclear. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So we have Premier League Tuesday,
right now,
Wednesday, right now, depending on when we're listening to it. Maybe yesterday.
Hope you did your team.
Yeah, I did my team today. I mean, that was a rough one for me, man. I didn't even do that badly, like on average, but just our league has got so locked in on this that I got buried and I'm bottom of the table.
Bottom of the table. I think you're 19 points off me. Yeah.
90 points off you. There's a few sleepers. By that I mean they're sleeping. They're not going to wake up from it, and that's probably my best bet at this point.
Yeah. There's a few people not playing. I think there's 2 people in the league not currently playing, and they haven't played in a few weeks.
Yeah,
they haven't looked at the table. Once they see they're sliding towards relegation, they might start playing again. You don't want to awake them. Yeah.
Well, a few weeks ago I would have said, well, that doesn't count. Now I'll take it.
Oh yeah.
when you're at the bottom, it's surprise. Your standards will slip very quickly. I don't care who's not playing. You're bottom. I'm not. You pay the cash, right? Or get the fuck out. So yeah, I didn't do that bad, and I forgot to do my team, which was lucky enough because I probably would have fucked it. I probably would have put Haaland captain and probably Semenya vice captain. That's probably what I would have done. So it didn't work out too badly, but yeah, it's what 10 weeks left. The Premier League, we're running now.
10 weeks left, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to have to lock in. I can't be forgetting my team. At this point of the season, you can't be forgetting to do the team again. Which
no, that is come on again. Like imagine Wolves, or no, not imagine Spurs forgetting they had a game on and not turning up.
Yeah, well, the way they've been playing, who knows? But we will be covering the Tuesday, Wednesday games. You want to get access to that? Ultras only, patreon.com/nonsense-pod. Link in the description of the episode, and there's a description of the link as well.
Yeah.
Of the episode.
Did you know that? Did you ever read one of those? They're pretty good.
Yeah, so you click the link in the description of the episode, you're reading all that. Oh, this is the show about this. Bottom link, click on that, brings you to another episode. There's another description in that link, and there's a link to that to maybe the Instagram probably.
Yeah.
And
you can just get caught in the cycle of links. Yeah, you can be clicking links all day.
All the videos there, they all have descriptions. And guess what? At the bottom of those descriptions, there's a link.
Links.
That brings you back to the Patreon, $4.50 a month. Again, description of that link. It just, you could just be clicking links, paying money. Like, it's the new Reels. Everyone's saying it. It's the new way to just waste your life. Clicking our links, paying us money, going and over, circling around and around again. Forever.
There's hundreds of episodes, there's hundreds of links, hundreds of descriptions. You could link your way all the way up to next week when the next episode drops.
Exactly. You could just spend all your free time linking to more descriptions and clicking those links and reading those descriptions.
Maybe I'll listen to the lads on Pod Addict today.
Well, that's the other thing. There's so many other podcasting apps. You can just change it up just to maybe see if it sounds different, perhaps.
Switch it up. Yeah.
So yeah, do that, please. Other than that, I think we'll be back next week, and we hope to see you there. Good luck.
Good luck.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
They say many garbage things.